customers.
Try the newest, cheapest, and fastest delivery na express service. Introducing Moto Express PH. You can now leave your shopping and delivery needs with us without much exposure and interaction to people outside. Mapa-grocery items, medicines, foods, and other essentials and halal-certified products, kami na ang mamimili at maghahatid sa'yo. Sinisigurado na ligtas, in good and quality condition ang mga pabili o orders sa delivery service na iyong i-avail. Para sa maayos at mabilis na delivery at order mo, ipamoto mo na. Download Moto Express PH app through Google Play that is built to deliver beyond your expectation. Tara na dito sa Moto Express. Dahil moto mo to.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, and good noon to our dear brothers and sisters in humanity. I am Elenida Jess of Cebu, one of the co-hosts for this our episode of Batas at Shari'ah, a regular program of Shari'ah Counselor Noor Hernandez every Sunday at 12 noon to 1 in the afternoon. I am joined in by Sister Mariam Kuder Bacolod. Sister Mariam.
Assalamualaikum rahmatullahi wabarakatuh everyone. Mayong ugto sa tanan, mayong ugto sa taga Bacolod, and mayong ugto din sa taga Cebu. I am Sister Mariam Kuder from Bacolod, and you're watching Batas at Shari'ah with Shari'ah Counselor Attorney Noor Hernandez. Before we start our program, allow me to thank you, our GPTV 168 President, Mr. Ismael Abaya Murahadja, and our Director, Zino Martinez, and the Assistant Director, Mr. Carl Vinras. And with me, as I said, is Sister Elenida from Cebu. And to our viewers, please stay with us as we share another topic today. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also click the notification bell for more updates. And please don't forget to share. We share this topic based on our opinion and not for our legal advice. For the legal advice, we have Attorney Noor Hernandez. And back to you, Sister Elenida.
Thank you, Sister Mariam. Greetings of salam to our sisters, Sister Khadija Padrigoni, Sister Aisha Kazirin Kish, Sister Doc Anna Marcelina Shakil, these are Balik Islam. The rationale of having this Batas at Sharia program is to educate the Muslim Filipinos, particularly the Balik Islam, on the provisions of our Civil Code of the Philippines, as well as the Code of Muslim Personal Laws of the Philippines and other related Islamic laws. Just like what Sister Mariam have mentioned earlier, we are only giving our opinions, and this does not substitute any legal advice. For your legal concerns, we have a lot of Sharia counselors that you can seek advice from. As Muslims, we must be people of fairness, and to be one, we must always be aware and act according to. I would be citing here some articles, like in Article 3 of Republic Act number 386, ignorance to the law excuses no one from compliance therewith, as well as Article 19 of Republic Act number 386, every person must, in the exercise of his rights and in the performance of his duties, act with justice, give everyone his due, and observe honesty and good faith. Deliberately ignoring this advice or the laws of the land, we are putting ourselves at risk. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides us always. To give us an overview of what are these provisions that we'll be talking with you, we are having this PD 1083. This is a decree to ordain and promulgate a code recognizing the system of Filipino Muslim laws, codifying Muslim personal laws, and providing for its administration and other purposes. Okay, for the duration of time, we will be tackling some of the articles to give you an overview on what, for example, is this the title of PD 1083, the purpose, when, for example, there is a conflict of provisions, what are to follow, as well as some definition of terms that we will be using as we move on with our discussion. We'll also be tackling the article on the application of this, PD 1083, some paragraphs to be mentioned. And then, of course, our specific focus for this noon program is to discuss about what are these illegal solemnization that are described in our provisions in our PD 1083. But before we go to those, uh, what comprise elements for the illegal solemnization of marriage, we will give you at least background on the articles specifying what are these legal capacity, some restrictions on capacity, of course, some articles that pertains to marriage or nikah. And from time to time, we will be citing example. I am happy to have here Sister Mariam to discuss to us these provisions that I have been um, sharing with you. Hopefully, we can be fruitful with our time. And thank you for following our program, this Batas at Shari'ah, this regular program. And we hope you learn from us, and as well as we also learn from you. Sister Mariam, can you give us the specific title of this PD 1083? Can you please read Article 1?
Yes, in Article 1, this is decree shall be known as a Code of Muslim Personal Law of the Philippines. And this code is, purpose of this code is to pursuant a section 11 of Article 15 of the Constitution of the Philippines, which provides that the state shall consider the custom, traditions, belief, and interests of national culture communities in the formation and implementation of the state policies or this code. And we have a section A, recognize the legal
Paragraph
system
A.
of Muslim in the Philippines as part of the law of the land and seek to make Islamic institution for more effective. And for the section B, codifies Muslim law, personal law, and for the section C, provides for an effective administration and enforcement of our Muslim personal law among Muslims, Sister Elinida.
Okay, thank
And
you.
for
Sister,
our viewers,
yes,
if you have some question, you can send message for us, and we can reply as long as we can, based on our own opinion,
thank
sisters.
you for that reminder, Sister Mariam. Okay, Sister Mariam had read to us Article 1, the title, as well as Article 2, the purpose of code. And we have here the three paragraphs.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about if in case, for example, Sister Mariam, there would be an existence of conflict? Can you please give our viewers on this article number 3, if in case
Yes,
conflict
and in
happens?
article Okay. In Article 3, stated conflict of provision in Section 1. In case of conflict between any provision of this code and law, general application of former shall prevail. And for the Section 2, should the conflict be between the provision of this code and the special law or laws of the applications, the latter shall be liberally construed in order to carry out the former. And the section 3, and this is the important section, Sister Ilnida, in Article 3, the provision of this code
Yes.
shall be applicable only to Muslim, and nothing herein shall be construed to operate to the prejudice of non-Muslims. So this our code is for our Muslim brothers and sisters.
Thank you for that clarification, Sister Mariam. So with this Article 3, especially in paragraph 3, is very clear that the provisions we are referring to PD 1083 shall be applicable only to Muslims, and nothing herein shall be construed to operate to the prejudice of non-Muslim. Now, along the way, Sister Mariam, our viewers might be hearing words that we will be using. Can we give them an
Mm-mm.
idea? Let's just be using the word ada, which is this is in article. Uh, okay, can we
Seven.
just read first article number 5?
Yes, in Article 5, Sister Elenida, proof of Muslim law and ada. Ada means this is a customary law. Muslim law and ada not embodied in this code shall be proven in the evidence as a fact, and no ada which is contrary to the Constitution of the Philippines. This code of Muslim law, public order, public policy, or public interest shall be given any legal effect.
Okay. Our viewers might be wondering what this term ADA mean. Can you give us, Sister Mariam, the definition of what ADA is?
Yes.
This is in Article 7B.
Yeah, the ada means this is our customary law, Sister Elenida.
Yes. So our dear viewers, when you hear the word ADA, that means this refers to Muslim customary law. And
Law. Yes.
of course, this PD 1083 has specific application. We will be sharing with you what are these provisions in our law, specifically on the application, when can this be applied. Sister Mariam would be
Mhm.
reading to us article number 13 to give us a clear idea when can this be, this provision of PD 1083 be applicable and to whom. Can you read article number 13, Sister Mariam?
Okay, in Article 13, there are three sections here, and 13 is the application, Sister Elenida. And the section 1
Yes.
is the provision of this title shall apply to marriage and divorce, wherein both parties are Muslim, or wherein only the male party is a Muslim and the marriage is solemnized in accordance with the Muslim law, or this code is any part of the Philippines. And for the section 2, in case of marriage between a Muslim and non-Muslim, solemnized not accordance in a Muslim law, this code will be the Civil Code of the Philippines shall apply. And for the section 3, subject to the provisions of the preceding paragraphs, the essential requisites of legal impediments to marriage, divorce, paternity and filiation, guardianship and custody of minors, support and maintenance claims for customary dower, mahar, betrothal of breach of contract to marry, solemnization and registrations of marriage and divorce, right and obligation between husband and wife, parental authority, and the proper relationship between husband and wife shall be governed by this code of other applicable Muslim law.
Yes, thank you for sharing this to our viewers, Sister Mariam. What we are giving you at first is this overview. Of course, maybe you are a regular viewer of Batas Shari'ah with Counselor um, Sharia Counselor Nor Hernandez, you're familiar with some of these provisions. And again, we are reiterating some of these provisions just to guide you how this be applicable with regards to the topic that we will be dealing with this noon, especially on the illegal solemnization of marriage. Okay, so Article 13, as what Sister Mariam have mentioned, this is the application. So for those parties who are Muslims and undergone the marriage in Islamic rites, this is applicable to them. This PD 1083 is applicable. But for in case of marriage between a Muslim and a non-Muslim solemnized in not in accordance with Muslim law or this code, the Civil Code of the Philippines shall apply. We hope that this is very clear
Mm-mm.
to our viewers, especially for the Balik Islam who are just embracing Islam and they don't have any a real grasp or idea on what are the laws to follow or laws that are governing our lives. And we
Yes.
will proceed on to the
The main topic that we
articles
have.
on what can we identify, when can we say that there is legal capacity. Can we read Article 8, Sister Mariam. This is on
Yes,
the
for the
legal
legal
capacity.
capacity, Article 8, legal capacity, juridical capacity, which is the fitness to be subject of legal relations, inherent in every natural person and is lost not only through death. Capacity to act, which is the power to do acts with legal effect, is acquired and may be lost.
Okay, in our opinion, everything that we do, everything that we have to perform must be in accordance with the law because this
Mm-mm.
might constitute legal effect. Thank you for reading that provision, Sister Mariam. What about
And yes, and this
Article
one
number 9?
also the
Yeah.
emphasize, and this is also emphasized to our viewers that what we read here is based on our PD 1083 and stated also in our Republic Act 386. Ignorance of the law excuses no one from compliance we're in. So we must know the law that we have as a Muslim, Sister Elinida.
Yes. And since in that Article 8 legal capacity, there is what we call the capacity to act, which is the power to do acts with legal effects. Can we also share with our viewer, Sister Mariam, on what are these restrictions on capacity? This is in Article 9. Please read, Sister Mariam.
Yes, in Article 9, the restriction on capacity, the following circumstances, among others, modify or limit capacity to the age, insanity, imbecility, the stage of being deaf or mute, the condition of death or illness, marud ol muat, penalty, prodigality, absence of family relations, alienage, insolvency, and trusteeship. The consequence of these circumstances are governed by this code and other Islamic law and the supplementary manner by other laws, Sister Elinida.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sister Mariam. On this restriction on capacity, let's be reminded that whatever are stipulated in this provision, we should always consider if what we are going to perform or what we are going before we do an act, it must be in line with our laws, especially on this PD 1083. So again, our dear
Oo.
viewers, we're just giving you a glimpse of what are these provisions that would lead to our main topic. But again, before we could go to those topic on the illegal solemnization of marriage, let's briefly discuss the marriage or the nikah, which is in chapter 2 of PD 1083. Now we will be giving you a nature, just brief again, the nature, the essential requisites, and the capacity to contract marriage before we dive into the main issue. Sister Mariam, kindly
Sister
read
Yunida, I would
article.
like also to emphasize this legal capacity, no, and the restriction on the capacity. We must know the age first, Sister Yunida. We need to emphasize this to our viewer that who can be as a legal has a legal capacity to do. If ever, Sister Yunida, you know that age is a matter on this restriction, Sister Yunida.
Yes, and inshallah that will be tackled in the succeeding articles on
Mm.
our PD 1083. But for the meantime,
Yes,
Sister Mariam, what is this nature of marriage which is described in our PD 1083? This is on
yes.
article number 14. Please read, Sister Mariam.
In Article 14, nature, marriage is not only a civil contract but a social institution. Its nature, consequence, and incidents are governed by this code and the Shari'ah and not subject to stipulation except that the marriage settlements may be certain extent fix the property relationship of the spouse. That is a nature of marriage or nikah.
Okay. Can we proceed to article 15? So before any Muslim man or woman
Yes.
planning to get into the marriage life or another chapter of her or his life, especially on this marriage life, what are these essential requisites? This is
In
on
Article
article number
15,
15.
stated in essential requisite, no marriage contract shall be perfect unless the following essential requisites are complied with. Now, Section E is have a legal capacity of the contracting parties, and the Section B, mutual consent of the parties freely given involving criminal, except not involving for the criminal or, for example, yung mga nagsitake ng mga bad influences. And for offer a job and acceptance kabul, duly witness at least two component person after the proper guardian in marriage has given his consent. We have in Article 79 for the guardianship, we need to read that after. And the Section D, stipulation of the customary dower duly witnessed by two component person. 18, anything valuable attached in this customary of marriage, Sir Ilinida. And this
Yes,
mahar
thank
must
you.
be given during and after the ceremony, Sister Ilinida.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mariam. So we have this article number 15 of our PD 1083
Mm-mm.
mentioning about what are these essential requisites. Of course, number one, or in the first paragraph, Sister Mariam mentioned that the legal capacity of the contracting parties. In paragraph 2, there must be mutual consent of the parties freely given.
Mm-mm.
In paragraph
Mm-mm.
C, there is what we call the offer or the ijab, as well as the acceptance or the kabul, which are duly witnessed by at least two competent persons after the proper guardian in marriage has given his consent. And lastly, in this paragraph D, the stipulation of customary dower or the mahar that is duly
Mm-mm.
witnessed by two competent persons. Okay.
Yes. And in the section C,
Yes.
Sister Elinida, I would like to emphasize who can be the guardian of this, who can be the witness of this Nika, Sister Elinida. And we have here the article that is very important, and everyone must know this, that we have a guardian for marriage or wali. The following person shall have authority to act as a guardian for the marriage wali in order to the proceedings. For example, Sister Elinida, sino ba ang pwede natin makuha na wali? And it's stated here in Article 79 that number in the section A is have a father. Kung wala si father, nandun yung section B, parental grandfather. Pwede yung mga lulo natin. And kung in the absence of our grandparents, it must be in the section C, brother or other paternal relatives, Sister Elinida. And paternal grandfather, executor or nominee, and for the last is the court. But this is stated here in the guardian of marriage should have affinity or blood related. And this, if there is not exception with the law not stated, ay hindi siya mabilong for a wali or a guardian, Sister Elinida.
Yeah. Thank you. To our dear viewers, what Sister Mariam has read to us is another component in our PD 1083 in chapter 2. So this has been divided into seven chapter. Earlier, we were talking about this section or the on the marriage. Of course, what Sister Mariam has given us, this is already on the custody as well as the guardianship because we are talking into the marriage, during the marriage, as what Sister Mariam read on Article 15, the essential requisites. In paragraph C, there is a mention of the guardian. So Sister Mariam gave you an overview or an idea on who are this guardian that is stipulate or mentioned or in the provision of our PD 1083. Thank you for that, Sister Mariam. Can we
Yes.
talk about the capacity to contract marriage? Who are these and what are the capacity mentioned in our PD 1083 with regards to those who are about to contract marriage? This is on article number 16. Sister Mariam, kindly please read. Kindly read. Capacity to conduct marriage.
Capacity to contract marriage in section, I
16.
lost for the
Paragraph
capacity,
1.
16, yes. In paragraph 1, capacity to contract marriage, any Muslim male at least 15 years of age, any Muslim of uh, female of the age of puberty or upwards are not suffering from any impediments under the provision of this code may contract a marriage. A female is presumed to have attained the puberty upon reaching the age of 15. And in the section 2, however, the Sharia district court may, upon petition of the proper wali, order to solemnize the other marriage of a female who, though less than 15 but not below 12 years of age, has attained puberty. And the sections 3, marriage through a wali by a minor below the prescribed age shall be regarded as betrothal and may be annulled upon the petition of either party within 4 years after attaining the age of puberty, provided no voluntary cohabitation has taken place and the wali who contracted the marriage was other than the father or paternal grandfather.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mariam. Um, can we give our viewers on what is really happening during the ceremony?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
Yes.
we can give them this article number 17, the marriage ceremony. Sister Mariam will read to us
Mm-mm.
what is this marriage ceremony that is stated in Article 17. Go ahead, please,
Article
Sister Mariam.
17, marriage ceremony. No particular form of marriage ceremony is required, but the ijab and the gabol in marriage shall be declared publicity in public in the presence of the person solemnizing the marriage, and the two component witness is declared shall be set forth an instrument in triplicate signed or marked by the contracting parties and said witness and attested by the person solemnizing the marriage. One copy shall be given to the contracting parties and another sent to the circuit registrar office by the solemnizing officer who shall keep the third. Sister Elinida.
Yeah. To our dear viewers, if, for example, what happened during your celebration of the Islamic wedding, those components or elements mentioned by Sister Mariam, for example, it is only the, let's say, the ustad or somebody solemnized the marriage without the presence of the two competent witnesses, they're already that is already in contrary to our Article 17 of PD 1083. So, dear
Mhm.
viewers, we were reading, Sister Mariam was reading to you Article 17, the marriage ceremony. What about who are authorized to solemnize the marriage, Sister Mariam? Can this be just given by, for example, I have a brother Muslim and newly reverted to Islam. Can he solemnize marriage? Let's find this out and please
Uh,
read Article 18, Sister Mariam.
yes, in Article 18, authority to solemnize marriage. Marriage may be solemnized by Section A, by the proper wali of a woman to be with it. That is, I stated in Article 70 that has affinity or blood related. And Section B,
Article
upon authority
19.
of the proper wali by
Yeah, yeah,
any
yeah.
person who is competent under the Muslim law solemnize marriage. And the Section C, by the judge of the Sharia district court or Sharia circuit court or any person designated by a judge should the proper wali refuse without justification reason authorized to solemnize the marriage, Sister Elinida.
Thank you, Sister Mariam. In our Article 18 of PD 1083, it is stated here who are authorized to solemnize marriage. And in our succeeding provision, this would give us an idea who would be considered as the proper wali. So later, we
Mm-mm.
will be identifying what are these provisions that are mentioned in this paragraph A of Article 18. And of course, if, for example, upon authority of the proper wali by any person who is the confident and competent under Muslim law to solemnize marriage. And if in case the wali, um, or in paragraph C, by the judge of the Sharia District Court of Sharia Circuit Court or any person designated by the judge, should the proper wali refuse. So there could be instances by which the proper wali refuse for the celebration of the Islamic wedding, right? So with this comes
Working
into
right.
the picture the Sharia District Court or the judge. This will be the judge would designate somebody to, or he would be designating who would be solemnizing the marriage. Okay, so that is what we call Article 18, authority to solemnize marriage. So Sister Maria read to us paragraph A, B, and C. Is there a specific place for the solemnization of the marriage, Sister Maria? Article 19, please.
Place, yes, Article 19 stated here, place of solemnization, marriage shall be solemnized publicly in any mosque, office of Sharia judge, office of the district or circuit registrar, residence of the bride or her wali, or at any other suitable place agreed upon by the parties. So it is placed, marriage shall be solemnized publicly in any places stated again, Sister Elinida.
Yes, and that is very clear, our dear viewers, that it shall be solemnized publicly in any most or what are mentioned in this article number 19. What about for the specification of the work?
The
Article 20.
specification of the dower, the amount or value of dower may be fixed by the contracting parties, mahar, musama, before, during, or after the celebration of the marriage if the amount or the value thereof has not been so fixed. A proper dower, mahar, detail shall upon petitions of the wife be determined by the court according to the social standing of the parties. For example, Sister Linida, okay lang ba tanggap ka ng Dory as here, ha? Specification dower. Pwede ba magsura na lang si
There is
there is a
for in this time,
something happened,
in
no?
this time,
But in
Sister
our
Mariam,
law here,
we
but
have to follow what is stipulated in
yes,
our
stated in
code
our
of Muslim personal law. If there is stipulated there is a value to that, then we have to follow as Muslims as we are. Okay, what about the payment of
kasi
dower,
Sister
Sister
Linda,
Mariam?
I'm talking, yes, Sister Linda. Kasi si lalaki gusto magpakasal kay sister natin. So he don't have for example, he don't have enough fund na ibigay sa mahar to the bride to be or gusto niya na mapangasawa. So what he did, okay lang naman na magbigay siya ng sura, 'di ba? But stated here, stipulation of the dower, it must be given kasi gagamitin to ng babae for the long process of their marriage. Not na stated here na pwede lang tayo mag-memorize. It must be given, 'di ba? Amount, if the amount or the value thereof has not been so fixed, a proper wali, a proper doer, mahar, mitil, shall be upon petition of the wife determined by the court according to the social standing of the parties.
Okay, in my opinion, also Sister Mariam, that you mentioned about the surah or an ayah in the Quran, it is not stated in our PD 1083 to be
Yes,
as a lower, and it's very clear.
the
Okay, so we
yes.
shall proceed, and this in that article 21, Sister Mariam reads to us the payment of the
Uh,
work. What about
in Article 21,
yes?
payment of the work subject to the stipulation of the parties. The dower may be fully or partially paid before, during, after the marriage. The proper of the estate of the husband shall be liable for unpaid dower or any part thereof. So meaning to say your mahar must be given during and after the ceremony. If not, whatever property of a male has, the wife or the wife has liable for the unpaid dower of kasi nagbigay lang sila like, for example, nagbigay lang sila lalaki ng partial and hindi fully paid, and after that the the ceremony or the marriage ceremony is already done, and it's stated here, no, the property or estate of the husband shall be liable for the unpaid dower of any part thereof. So may pwede yung sister natin mag-acquire ng half of the property stated, Sister Elenida.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Mariam. Again, to our dear viewers, we are only giving our opinion, and this do not mean as substitute to any legal advice. So, what we have been
Yes.
reading to you from Article 14, the nature, Article 15, essential requisites, capacity to contract marriage, the marriage ceremony, the authority to solemnize marriage, as well as the place of solemnization, specification of dower, and payment of dower. These are in chapter 2 with regards to marriage. Now let's move on, Sister Mariam, especially on this chapter 2 on the custody and guardianship. Of course, you
Mm-mm.
have read earlier that during the marriage ceremony there is the presence of the wali. Can we give our
Mm-mm.
viewers again on who are this guardian for marriage? Kindly read Article
Yes, in
79.
79. We should remember here the Article 79, no, that guardian for marriage have affinity or blood related. Article 79, guardian for marriage, wali for the following person shall have authority to act as a guardian for a marriage wali in order of precedence. And the section E is the father, and section B the paternal grandfather. The section C is the brother or any paternal relatives. And for the D, paternal grandfather, executor or nominee, or E is the court, any representative of our court, Sister Elenida, Shari'ah court.
Sister Mariam, is there a mention here of an ustad?
Yeah. No, Sister Elenida. It must
Is
be
there
a
a
blood
mention here of,
related.
okay. In this Article 79 is clearly stated the guardian for marriage. So please take note that there is what we call the precedence, order of precedence. So for
Mm-mm.
example, the bride to be, the she has to inform her father of her plan of marrying. So if in case the father is no longer, let's say, not around or for whatever reason,
Namatay na. Oo.
yeah, could be. We have here in paragraph B the paternal grandfather. So it's very clear that there is really a blood relation on who would be the proper wali for the bride to be. And then even in
Mm-mm.
paragraph C, it's mentioned here the brother and other paternal relatives. So please take note
Mm-mm.
to our dear brothers and sisters who are planning to get into the marriage life. This is very clear in our PD 1083 who are the guardians. So we could not just select anybody to represent what are mentioned in the order of precedence in this Article 79 of PD 1083. What about sister? If, for example, there are certain offenses made and there is what we call the existence of illegal solemnization, kindly give us this article which is really clearly stated the illegal solemnization. So to our dear brothers and sisters, Sister Mariam will read to us the specific offenses. Please read, Sister
Mm-mm.
Mariam.
And
Article 100.
before I read this very important topic, the illegal solemnization of the war marriage, I would like to greet our viewers who are watching now. Sister Abigail de Jesus Pasha. Hello, assalamualaikum to you, sister. And to our viewers, don't hesitate to write comments so that we can answer it before the end of our show. And
Alaikum
please don't
salam
forget
rahmatullahi,
to,
sister.
yes,
And thank you
don't
for
forget
your
to like and
friend
subscribe.
FB connection request. Alhamdulillah, I have accepted. I'm so happy that you are also watching with us for this Sharia Batas at Sharia program. Yeah, Sister Mariam, can we
Okay.
give an
Yes,
idea to our
this
viewer
one
what
is a
is
very
Article
important topic that
181?
we have. Yes, this one is a very important topic that we have, the illegal solemnization of the marriage. No? Illegal solemnization of marriage. Any person who shall without authority to solemnize any marriage properly under this code, or shall do so in a manner contrary to the provision thereof, shall be punished by imprisonment of not less than 2 months, but not more than 2 years, or a fine or not less than 200 pesos, but not more than 2,000 pesos, or both, in discretion of the court, Sister Elenida. So, if non-authorized, he is not a proper wali, he must suffering this provision of illegal solemnization. And I stated here, no, the provision shall be punished by imprisonment, Sister Elenida, and not less than 2 months, and but not more than 2 years. For example, ilang marriage na ang solemnize mo, Sister Elenida, it will be count one by one, Sister Elenida. So we must be careful
Uh-huh.
to our illegal solemnization or our solemnization officer, Sister Elenida.
Yeah, remember that in a few minutes of our discussion here, we were talking about, of course, the Article number 5, proof of Muslim law and ADA. Muslim law and ADA not
Yes.
embodied in this code shall be proven in evidence as a fact. No ADA which is contrary to the Constitution of the Philippines, this code, Muslim law, public order, public policy, or public interest shall be given any legal offense. No ADA which is contrary to the Constitution of the
Mm-mm.
Philippines, this code,
Mm-mm.
Muslim law, public order, public policy, or public interest shall be given any legal effect. So we
Mm-mm.
are giving you an idea on what are really these provisions that would govern our actions. Especially many
Yes.
of us, for example, as Muslima, who don't know what are these guidelines, from time to time, let's seek the advice of our Sharia counselor, or that you can uh, keep on following this program, Batas at Sharia, especially with Sharia counselor Noor Hernandez, an expert on this Sharia laws or the Muslim law. And again, to our viewers, it's clear to us that there are specific offenses that are written in our law, the PD 1083. Let's be careful from time to time. Whatever actions that we're going to take, whatever plan that we are going to make, this always must be in line with our provisions in the PD 1083 or the Civil Code of the Philippines or other Islamic related Islamic laws. Thank you for
Yes.
giving us your time. Alhamdulillah, we hope that this has been a very fruitful time um, with us, and you learn also from us, and we learn as we share with you these provisions that we have been mentioning. sa akong mga
Yes.
igsoong mga Muslim nga taga Cebu, maayong udto kaniyong tanan, labi na nila ni Sister Nor Edding, Sister Norjana, Sister Rowena of Toledo, usa tanang mga balik Islam nga taga Cebu, maayong udto kaniyong tanan. Hope nga inyo ning kaning kanunay nga tan-awon, lantaon ni ato ang programa Batas at Shari'ah. You like, you subscribe, and share this, especially in your timeline. Who knows, naagi matabangan nga ato ang mga igsoong balik Islam. Yes, Sister Mariam.
Yes, no, we'd like to, we still have time. We'd like to emphasize this illegal solemnization of the marriage, no? Those marriages contrary of law, if not a proper wali and non-authorized person, Sister Elinida. And I would like to say hi to my husband. He's now watching from Egypt. Salam alaikum. And to our taga
Assalamualaikum.
Bacolod, for my mga batchmates ko dira na they are keep watching and following me. Thank you for their support. And also would like to promote my Mariam's Banana Chips and Sticks is now available na. For more details, can we contact in Cebu? We have Sister Elinida and from Bacolod. Can you come and direct touch up my Facebook account, Mariam's Food there. And we have also the Mariam's Kitchen in Facebook. Thank you for the time spending with us. And I miss Sister Khadija and Sister Anna and Sister Aisha. I hope to see you soon in the program of Dear Sister Khadija. And the Sister Khadija's show, it is every Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sister Elinida. And
Yeah, thank you for the
I would like
invitation.
also to say thank you for my son for helping me for many tasks that we have every day. And
Thank you. Thank
Assalamualaikum
you,
warahmatullahi
Tan.
wabarakatuh to everyone.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Please
wabarakatuh.
stay with us always on the show so that we can earn or acquire more knowledge from our Sharia counselor, Attorney Nor Hernandez.
Once again, thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.